The First World War, the Great War, was a conflict of unprecedented scale, a crucible that forged and broke nations and leaders. In the mud-soaked trenches and across the shattered landscapes of Europe and beyond, millions fought and died. But orchestrating this immense, brutal symphony of war were the generals. Men of iron will, strategic genius, and sometimes tragic flaws. Today, we count down the 10 most influential generals of World War I, men whose decisions shaped the course of the conflict and the fate of the modern world. Number 10. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, Ottoman Empire. Before he became the founding father of modern Turkey, Ataturk was a brilliant and determined military commander. His most iconic moment came during the Gallipoli campaign in 1915. Facing an Allied invasion intended to knock the Ottoman Empire out of the war, Ataturk, then a lieutenant colonel, led the defense of the peninsula. His famous order to his troops, "I do not order you to fight, I order you to die," captured the desperate, do-or-die spirit of the defense. His strategic positioning and tenacious leadership were crucial in repelling the invasion, a catastrophic defeat for the Allies that prolonged the war but cemented Ataturk's status as a national hero. Number 9. Erich Ludendorff, Germany. The Quartermaster General of the German Army, Ludendorff was the aggressive, driving force behind Germany's war effort, forming a virtual military dictatorship with Paul von Hindenburg. A master of logistics and grand strategy, he was instrumental in the stunning victory at the Battle of Tannenberg on the Eastern Front. Later, on the Western Front, he planned the ambitious 1918 Spring Offensive, a final, desperate gamble to win the war before American forces could fully arrive. Initially successful, the offensive ultimately failed, exhausting Germany's last reserves and hastening its collapse. Ludendorff's genius was undeniable, but his high-stakes gambles ultimately led to his nation's defeat. Number 8. Paul von Hindenburg, Germany. The stoic, imposing figurehead of the German High Command, Hindenburg became a national icon after the monumental victory at Tannenberg in 1914, which destroyed an entire Russian army and saved East Prussia. Working alongside Ludendorff, he oversaw Germany's entire war effort from 1916 onwards. While Ludendorff was the strategic brain, Hindenburg provided the public face of authority and unwavering resolve. He was the rock of the German war machine, a symbol of national strength, even as the war turned against them. His post-war career as president of the Weimar Republic would prove just as tumultuous. Number 7. John Monash, Australia. Arguably the greatest commander on the Western Front, Sir John Monash was an engineer before the war, and he brought an engineer's mind for precision and planning to the battlefield. A true innovator, he pioneered the use of combined arms tactics, meticulously coordinating infantry, artillery, tanks, and aircraft to achieve maximum effect with minimal casualties. His masterpiece was the Battle of Hamel in July 1918, a small-scale but perfectly executed attack that became the blueprint for future Allied offensives. This was followed by his crucial role in the Battle of Amiens, which saw the Australian Corps spearhead the attack that Ludendorff would later call the Black Day of the German Army. Monash proved that meticulous planning could save lives and win battles. Number 6. Frederick Stanley Maude, United Kingdom. While the Western Front devolved into a bloody stalemate, other theatres saw more decisive action. In Mesopotamia, Lieutenant General Frederick Stanley Maude turned a series of British disasters into a stunning success. Nicknamed Systematic Joe for his methodical and thorough approach, he reorganised the demoralised British forces and launched a brilliantly planned campaign. His efforts culminated in the capture of Baghdad in March 1917, a major strategic and propaganda victory that restored British prestige in the Middle East. Tragically, Maude would not see the war's end, succumbing to cholera in Baghdad just months after his greatest triumph. Number 5. John J. Pershing, United States. When the United States entered the war in 1917, it brought fresh troops and immense industrial might. The man tasked with leading this new force was General John J. Blackjack Pershing. Pershing faced immense pressure from British and French commanders to use American soldiers as replacements in their own depleted units. He adamantly refused. Pershing insisted on maintaining the American Expeditionary Forces as an independent, cohesive army under American command. This preserved American morale and allowed him to command a force over 2 million strong, which played a pivotal role in the Meuse-Argonne offensive, the final major assault that helped break the German lines and end the war. Number 4. Joseph Joffre, France. At the war's outbreak in 1914, General Joseph Joffre was the commander-in-chief of the French army. As the German war machine scythed through Belgium and into France, executing the Schlieffen Plan, Paris itself seemed doomed. But Joffre, unflappable and serene amidst the chaos, kept his nerve. He orchestrated a strategic retreat and then, at the critical moment, launched a massive counterattack. The result was the First Battle of the Marne, the Miracle of the Marne, which halted the German advance, saved Paris, and ensured the war would not be a quick German victory. Though his star would later fade, Joffre's leadership in those opening weeks was nothing short of monumental. Number 3. Alexei Brusilov, Russia. On the vast Eastern Front, one name stands for tactical brilliance and innovation: Alexei Brusilov. In 1916, as other fronts were locked in attritional warfare, Brusilov launched an offensive that stunned the world. Instead of a massive, concentrated bombardment on a narrow front, he used short, sharp artillery strikes on multiple points along a massive 300-mile front. His shock troops would then exploit the weaknesses. The Brusilov offensive was a spectacular success, nearly knocking Austria-Hungary out of the war and forcing Germany to divert crucial divisions from Verdun. It was a tactical masterclass, but the immense casualties Russia suffered would ultimately contribute to the revolution that followed. Number 2. Philippe Pétain, France. The hero of Verdun, Pétain's leadership during one of the longest and bloodiest battles of the war was legendary. He reorganized the front lines and transportation systems, and his famous phrase, "On les aura," "We will get them," became a national rallying cry. Pétain's careful, methodical defense stopped the German advance at Verdun, making him a national hero. In 1917, he was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the French Army, where he successfully restored the morale of mutinying troops by improving their living conditions. However, his later role as head of the collaborationist Vichy regime in World War II has cast a dark shadow over his earlier triumphs. Before we reveal our number 1, let's acknowledge other remarkable commanders who left their mark on the Great War. These are our honorary mentions: Paul von Ledervorbeck, the Lion of Africa, whose brilliant guerrilla campaign in East Africa tied down a vastly superior Allied force; Edmund Allenby, who led the British Empire to victory in Palestine; the tenacious Douglas Haig, who led the British Army through the Somme to final victory; Canada's Arthur Currie, whose forces achieved a stunning victory at Vimy Ridge; Ilarion Vorontsov-Dashkov, who secured a decisive Russian victory at the Battle of Sarikamish; and Gerard Leman, the Belgian general whose heroic defense of Liege disrupted the German Schlieffen Plan. Number 1. Ferdinand Foch, France. When it seemed the war might never end, one man was given the power to bring it to a close. In the spring of 1918, with the German Spring Offensive threatening to split the Allied armies, Ferdinand Foch was appointed Supreme Allied Commander. A man of indomitable will and strategic clarity, Foch embodied the spirit of the offensive. He didn't just command, he coordinated. He deftly managed the competing interests of the British, French, and American armies, welding them into a single, cohesive force. He absorbed the German attacks and then, with relentless energy, launched the counteroffensives that would win the war. It was Foch who accepted the German request for an armistice, dictating the terms in his railway carriage in Compiègne. He was the architect of the final victory. From the deserts of Mesopotamia to the forests of Argonne, these 10 men held the fate of empires in their hands. They were strategists, innovators, leaders, and, at times, butchers. Their legacies are written in blood and victory, in the maps they redrew and the world they irrevocably changed. Understanding them is key to understanding the cataclysm that was the First World War. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into history, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more.